Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and you guys, today we are celebrating being old and being wonderful and amazing and successful and persevering through the ages, you guys. Today we are talking about Mickey's 90th birthday. They did a Disney and Dose of Colors collab, and I am actually really pumped about this. When I first saw it released on, I think it was Trend Mood, I want to say was the first page I saw this on, and I was kind of like, am I gonna like it? I don't know. But then as I saw the line really like show up and all the swatches, and I started to see the theme of this overall collection, I was really excited about it. Now they did release this as the eyeshadow-esque portion. It has 6 eyeshadows and a highlight right here. We will get into that here a little bit more in a second. This is currently sold out on the Dose of Colors website and not on the Ulta website yet. But if I had to guess, I would think that they would restock it. So I wanted to go ahead and make this video. That way, for those of you that did pick it up or plan to use it, you'll have some kind of eye inspiration or my thoughts on the collection as a whole. And then for those of you that maybe want it when it restocks or if it restocks, you'll know if it's worth it, in my opinion. Before I jump into this straight away, I do want to throw out there that they released not only this palette with this collection, but also 3 of their regular lipsticks, which are just like the twist up regular bullet kind, as well as 3 glosses. They're varying colors. We will get into that. I have everything swatched and we're going to go through the entire collection. Now you guys, as I was going through this palette, looking at it, looking at the color scheme, looking at everything about it, I love how true they stayed with the theme of 90 years ago Mickey. And I feel like for Dose of Colors, this is actually kind of a big thing because they easily could have jumped on a bandwagon and said like, oh, this is what people love right now. People love the Naked Cherry. They love Norvina. They're loving all these crazy kooky colors. Or, oh, people want this. And they didn't so much just focus on what's trendy, what's right now, what's this, what's that. I think the best way that I could say it is I loved that they didn't steer toward all of these crazy fun like top coats and this and that. Like they didn't stick with what we love currently. They went with the original OG Mickey and like all those colors, and they're very like deep, more muted tones, but they also carry with them such an undertone of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sophistication, but that rusted muted type feel. And I just really loved that, you know, the nice classic red, but it's not a super bright red, it's not a vampy red, it's not anything like that, it's not over the top. It's that old style, just classic Mickey red. And then as far as like a pop of color, you get like a classic gold shade right here, which I love. I love that the highlight is beyond classic, that's the name. I think that it's just super fun, and I just feel like the influence for today's market is not in this palette, and I love that about it, because this is supposed to be an homage to an empire that was started to be built 90 years ago, and that it has lasted and transcended time and been something for so many people throughout the years. And I just think it's so cool that Dose of Colors did this collection the way that they did it, and this palette in general. So I have the similar feelings, honestly, as far as the lips and the glosses go, but we're not there yet. So the first thing we're going to do is zoom you guys in. We're going to start going through this, and we're going to put some of it on our eyes, because that's what we got to do, girl. Alright, so obviously I went ahead and I already have my eyes primed and my brows on, so I thought I would tell you what those products were. This is the Colourpop Brow Pencil in Bangin Brunette. I carved that out lightly with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage in 005. I primed the lid with my Urban and Eden Decay. Okay, Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion, and then I set that down with the Maybelline Fit Me in 05 Fair, just to give me like a nice smooth canvas, brows on. This is how I start every look, everything. This is my first go-to moment, because I just have to have brows on to do anything. Like, I can't function without them, so it's a good place for me to start. Where you start is personal preference. Some people start without brows, and I don't know how. It's probably because I have no brows. I just physically can't do it. But like, this is my favorite place. I feel like clean. I feel ready. I feel like the canvas is set and I am ready to design a masterpiece. You know what I mean? And also, side note, I believe these 3 products right here, the Brow Pencil, the Liquid Camouflage, and the Fit Me, were just featured in one of my previous videos. The full face using products that are under $10. I will link that right up here. I did it last week, and it's a super fun, great, awesome video that I'm personally very proud of. So if you like affordable products, or you want to know what I like in affordable products, go check that video, because girl, it is a lit time up in here. We love cheap stuff. Now let's move on. Whew. I'm going to start off with my BH V5 brush here, and I'm going to grab the shade Hug Me, which is like a warm tone brown, and we're going to start off by working that into the crease area. And I'm thinking, I don't want it to be like super, you know, too much or anything. Holy crap, that shade, wow, that's a lot. Okay, I didn't think it was going to be have that much pigment like right from the beginning, but it really did. Guys, I'm a little shook. Okay, all right, you got it. Wow, that like built up really freaking fast. Like I barely had to build at all and it blends like a dream. Like I really freaking love that shade. That's so gorgeous. I know that it's just like your basic, you know, warm tone brown, but man, that's like such a beautiful, fluffy, easy to use crease color. Okay, so next up, we're gonna go out on a limb just a little bit here. We're gonna take M is for Mischief, which is the red shade. I don't work with reds all that often, but I do wanna play with this one because I love that old-timey like red that it is, and I think it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna take this on a JH33 brush, and I'm gonna start off, holy crap, that is pigment. I'm gonna start off by tucking that into this outer V area and kind of fluffing it into the crease. Wow, that is a great color. Like it's so almost muted in the undertone, but it's building up like to a fully saturated color. But because it's so muted, it's not making my eyes look like bloodshot. It's not making my eyes look weird. Sometimes like my skin tone just has a really difficult time with red undertoned things. And this is just so beautiful. Okay, wow. As you can tell, I like it because I just kept taking it like all over the place. Like it started off like, oh, I'm gonna take this really calmly right over here, and then it was like, never mind. Girl, we're putting it everywhere. Yes. I'm gonna go back in with that BH5 brush and just blend those two lightly together. There's no additional product on my brush. I just wanna make sure everything is good and blended. So now we're gonna go in and we are going to put that beautiful gold shade right there on the lid on the inside. And I was really hesitant about this part at first because I was like, you know, do I wanna do a cut? And I feel like with the palette and the overall vibe that I'm going for, I don't wanna do a cut crease. I wanna just really use that gold and take a big wide swing of it right in here and really open up the inner part of my eye. I think that that'll be key for this, both this gold as well as when I put the highlight on my inner eye. I think it'll just really open up everything and serve my eye shape well. And we are all about serving up that eye shape. So we are gonna grab, hello, where's my glitter glue? So now we are going to grab the Too Faced glitter glue right here. As I've said before, you can use the NYX, which I actually have right here, which I also used in that other video that I already linked. This is a great one as well. I just happened to pick this one up first. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that Too Faced on my finger. You can also use the silicone brushes that I talked about in, oh gosh, the Huda Beauty palette, the new nude palette, which I will link up here for you if you are curious about that. I talked about the BH little spatula brushes. You can use those for this part as well. If you don't like to use your fingers, that is totally up to you. I love using mine. So I'm gonna grab that gold shade and I'm just gonna pack it on this whole inner lid area right here. I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. These shades in this palette are super like beautiful, buttery, and blendable. Like they build like a dream, which is already awesome, but then they almost like they stack on top of themselves in a really unique way. It's so interesting because every single shade that I've used is so layerable, not a word, but you can layer them all in such a way that it's like, you can veil the color or you can build it up or you can smoke it out. Like you can use literally every grade of intensity with these shadows, and I think that that's cool because some shades when you go to work with them you're like irritated that you can't build them up or that they're automatically, they just have too much pigment and you can't work with them, you can't blend them out, and these are not like that. They just immediately blend and it's so awesome. I'm just gonna grab that BH5 brush now and run that through the crease just to blend the shimmer with the other crease colors, and I'm doing this really lightly because I want that whole area to look nice and opened, but I also want it to look blended. So I'm trying to find that middle ground. That is so pretty. Now I'm gonna grab that same JH33 brush that I used for the red shade, and I'm gonna grab a little bit more red here, and I'm just going to use that to lightly tap over this gold area and kind of, oh wow, my voice just like cracked, that gold area. And I sound like Mickey Mouse. And I'm going to blend this whole area in with the outer V, and then we are going to deepen it up. Oh girl, look how pretty that is. Dang. Like that gold, like shimmery metallic color blends so effortlessly with that red shade that they look like they just made a baby. And it's a gold metallic-y red color and it's gorgeous. So I'm going to grab my Y20 now because I think we're finally at a point where I want to start deepening up the outer V, but I don't want to do it like overkill because I really love where we're at right now. I'm going to take, shucks, this beautiful, hello, where you at? This beautiful like deep, almost plum color, and I'm going to take that again on this Y20 here, and we are going to apply it in very light stamping motions on the outer, holy crap, that has a lot of pigment in it, okay. We're gonna take this and we're applying it very lightly, and then we're just tiny little circles buffing it into this outer V area going upward. So I don't really want to pull it down. I want to more or less pull it up in that direction, just up toward the tail of my brow to help lift my eye a little bit. But I don't want to add so much of this shade that I lose that beautiful copper color. So I'm just very, very lightly buffing it out. I only dipped in one time to this palette. So girl, she has got pigment for days. I'm going to layer a little bit of that back on that JH33 brush with the red shade here, and I'm going to pop that red shade just right back where it belongs, right in between those two colors. I really want to keep that emphasis right there between the gold, the red, and then that nice deep sultry outer area. I feel like it helps not only lift the eye, but it also really accentuates all of the beautiful undertones in these colors. That really like almost nice old world feel. I feel like this is, oh my god, this is so pretty. I'm going to fluff just a little bit more of that red shade into the crease up through here, just so it's got a nice deep blend on the outer V, but I don't want to carry it too far over. So I'm just going to pop it kind of right in this area. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, girl. You pretty. This is a fluffy Alamar Cosmetics brush right here, and there's nothing on it. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I'm just going to take this clean fluffy brush here and run it on the upper portion of all of these colors, just to make sure that where that brow bone highlight is going to come down is nice and blended. That way, none of these colors are going to fight. There shouldn't be any muddiness. It's just going to be a beautiful veiling. Ooh, God, that's pretty. Like, I can't believe how beautiful everything faded together. Wow. I'm just gonna grab a makeup wipe real quick here and kind of up this outer V, I'm gonna clean up this outer V right here. And look at how transforming, like you could have easily left this eye just like this, much more daytime, a lot less sultry, a lot more wearable, if you will, on this side. But then when you deepen it up, and all I did was add one color and buff it out so lightly on the outer V, and I just feel like it is a totally different, like daytime, nighttime, it is just, everything is just, oh my gosh, it's so different and so beautiful and so understated. That color is absolutely stunning. Okay, can I also throw out there real quick that the mirror in this palette is actually really nice and clear. Like this is a beautiful mirror too. I love this. You guys, I don't know because I don't want to add liner if I'm not sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run off, finish up the rest of my face, and we'll find out if I ended up going with liner or not. We will be back on to talk about the rest of the lip stuff. We have a lot to cover still. So hang tight and I will be right back. But oh my god, this is so pretty. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I got the rest of my face on, the rest of my eye makeup, and I definitely have some extra thoughts. Now, the first thing I want to kind of show off here is this eye look. This turned out so insanely beautiful. Now here's the downside to the rest of this face. Normally I would have like little clips here and there that I could like interject and kind of show you like, this is me applying the highlighter, this is my lower lash line. I don't have those clips because here I was. You guys, I don't know what happened. My camera shut off, and normally when it shuts off, it goes click and it makes like a really loud noise, so I know that it shut off, except not today. Today, honey boo boo child, it just like shut off. I mean, it caught me, I went and I looked back at the footage, like it caught me blowing my nose, but like it didn't catch me doing literally anything else to my face, so I'll spare you the nose blowing footage. Now, even though I don't have that footage, I don't think I need it to illustrate the last couple of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up some thoughts first on this little palette. Here's my thing. I really love these shadows. These are so beautiful and blendable and buttery and just like, oh my, like, these are great. I love the undertone. I love everything about these colors. I think they are absolutely stunning. However, when it comes to this highlight, I'm not the biggest fan. I applied this highlight, okay, on my cheeks, and I had to actually go in with a little bit of the Glazed Donut highlight, which we know I use a ton, not a big shocker, but I had to use that a little bit up here just to give me like a little extra emphasis. So there's two things I do not love about this highlight. Number one, I hate how much it is emphasizing my texture. I understand like highlights a lot of times will go on and emphasize or whatever. That's just the way a highlight is meant to draw attention to an area. So I don't have an issue with the fact that it emphasizes. I do not like how it emphasizes. This is a very thick feeling highlight. And what I mean by that is if you've ever felt, I'm trying to think, like the Flower Beauty highlight or the Hourglass Ambient Metallic highlights, that trio that I love, or any powder from Hourglass really, you know that feeling that it's really, really thin and very finely packed powder. And when a highlight isn't finely milled like those other powders, like those, you know, the Flower Beauty and the Hourglass and all of those types, or the Amrezy highlight that was also super popular and so fine, and the way that it sat on the skin was just like perfection. Because those are so refined in the actual texture of the highlight, when you glide your finger across it, you're just like, holy crap, these are so fine that you can't hardly even feel the granules in the highlight, right? And when it comes to this highlight, I find that when I touch it, I can actually feel like the clumpy, almost oil mixture that happens with a highlight where they combine oils and whatever it takes to make it glossy, as well as the powder of the actual highlight. And so for me, when I applied this, that's all I could feel on my hand. That's all I could feel on my face. I went in and I like sprayed my face. I tried to press it in with a damp beauty sponge. I tried to do everything I could do to make this highlight sit better on my skin. And the reality is that it's just a little too thick for me. Now, with that being said, it is beautiful. It's stunning. It has a great like color reflection to it. I don't have anything against it as a highlight. It's just the way that this sits on my skin and buffs in, it doesn't. And it just doesn't sit nicely on my type of texture. That doesn't make it a bad highlight. I'm trying to think of other ones that would be similar to this in formula. The old style, the old style Jeffree Star highlights were very similar to that. The big original pink ones that are like this big. I have like 6 of those. And I love them. They're super beautiful, super shiny and reflective. And just like this one, they look great on the eyes, but they just don't look that great on my skin. And it's just because they're a thicker formula. They're not as refined. They're not as smooth. And so it's just, really, it's just a texture situation. And I know that it sounds kind of nitpicky, and that's just because it is. It's my skin being extra nitpicky and not liking this element of it. And that is relatively consistent with other highlights that I've tried from Dose of Colors. They do have that kind of feel to them. And again, Dose of Colors is not a bad brand. Their highlights are not bad. It's just that texture on my skin did not work out. So there's a couple things about this highlight that I really do love. And I feel like I'm sitting here, you know, really putting all of this emphasis on the texture of it, when really that's not all this highlight is about, you guys. There's so much more to it that is beautiful and is amazing. And I really don't want to focus on just like that 1% about it that isn't great. So number one, I love it. I love the color and the tone of it. It matches the colors in this palette so beautifully. It's a very nice, lighter, classic gold color. I love it. I think it goes on beautiful on the eye. Works great with the shadows in this palette, and it blended together so great. I did go ahead and pop it right in the inner and just like fan it out into the other gold. Everything went together great. There wasn't any weird texture issues there. So stunning in that respect. So it looks great on the eyes. I love that it's a very skin tone inclusive highlight, meaning it'll work for very fair skin tones like myself. I did, like I said, I added a little ochre to it just because I needed that pop. But if this was the only highlight I had, it would work on my skin tone. It obviously wouldn't be the best like texture reasons and like that that feel. But as far as the actual tone and undertone of the highlight, it is beautiful, and I could see it working for a lot of skin tones, which is so good, because how many times do we talk about on my channel when they come out with a palette or anything that's meant to be like for everyone, and it never is. This one would work on so many skin tones, and again, so stinking beautiful in that respect. And actually, something else that I forgot to mention about this palette before we move on to the lip stuff is that these shadows are 0.04 a piece, which is a pretty decent size. Like that's, again, I always compare everything to like a standard Urban Decay shadow, which is 0.05, or at least that's what it used to be in the Naked palettes. But if you consider 0.04 as like pretty close to the new standard of 0.038, 0.04, right in that range. So you are getting nice full-size eye pans, so the pans themselves will last you a long time. And the highlight is, holy crap, 0.28. So it is a giant highlight. I'm actually, you know what? Hold on, let me compare here Hello, I just need a highlight, people. Here we go. Okay, it's not a highlight, but it's the same effect. So this highlight is 0.28 ounces, and this is my Burt's Bees blush in Toasted Cinnamon, which is what I'm wearing today, and this is 0.19 ounces. So this is like a third smaller than this highlight. So just something to like give it a comparison. You are getting a ton of product in this for $39. Okay, so with that palette out of the way, I am actually really excited about these next two. We have lipsticks and we have glosses, and we're gonna get into both. It's not a ton to talk about, but I'm so excited that this is what they released with this collection. So first up are the lipsticks. These are $17 a piece, as are the glosses, and I love everything about these. I feel like they, from the packaging to the color to the everything, the little Mickey that's like stamped in the end, they completed this collection so beautifully with these. You have two browns and then like a really deep brown purple color. I love these. So the shades they released are 1928, Forever, and Infinite. And I think what I love most about these lipsticks is the way that they're going to look on different skin tones and different undertones of your skin. Like for me, for example, in 1928, this shade would pull way too harsh camel and way too nude on me. But if I were to put this inside of this really deep color here, what is this, Infinite, I think? Yes. If I were to put this inside of Infinite on my lips, it would be a beautiful, bold ombre pop of color and pop of something different. And I would be able to pair that with the palette and do a lighter eye, do a more nude eye, and you can really use and mix and match all of these different colors to create your own look, tailor your own feel, your own vibe, whatever it is that you're going for. And I think that this collection is really good at being a mix and match collection that really will work for so many people. And, you know, personal aesthetics aside, like, again, would I really wear a deep purple? Probably not. But I love that this collection in general offers you so much variety. I think that that's really beautiful. And the other thing I really, like, this is probably my favorite part of the whole collection, were these glosses. I love a nude gloss. Like, so much that it's probably not healthy. They released 3 of the most beautiful glosses. Yet again, packaging and all of that, absolutely stunning. But these 3 glosses, like moment of silence for my heart, I am obsessed with these. These are in the shade Moi, One and Only, and Rockin' It. And I love the tones that they chose. So the first one is the one I'm actually wearing on my lips right now, which I am wearing over top of the shade Forever in the lipstick. So I went in with Forever first, and I put down just like a base of color, and then I went in with this gloss, which is the Moi gloss. And it is a clear gloss with flecks of gold in it. So freaking stunning, so understated. It could be a nude lip. It could be any lip. You could put it over a bold lip. You can put it over a demure one. You can put it over a nude. You can put it over a pink. I honestly think that this gloss is just so beautiful and so well-rounded. And in the tube, you look at it just like me, and I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with so much orange in my lipstick? But when you put it on the lips, you don't see it. All you see are like these beautiful little reflective moments that like are slightly yellow in color, but they're not nearly as over the top or as dramatic as they look in the bottle. And it's just their formula for glosses. I live for it. Now these other 2 glosses are both nudes, and at first I was a little bit like, should I, shouldn't I? You know, like why, I wonder why they did this. But after I swatched them and I paired them against the palette, I can totally see where they were coming from with this color combination in general, because these 2 nudes are not just nudes. They're both very like old-timey sepia. Like they give me that old style vibe of what I think a dusty nude would be, if that makes sense. And what I love about these is not only how well they look by themselves, but how well they, again, pair with the lips in the lipsticks in this collection and the palette. I feel like these would go beautifully by themselves. You could put them with other things. They're very multifaceted in general. If you don't have anything else in this collection and you just wanted a beautiful nude gloss, these are so beautiful. And while this one is clear with just flecks of gold in it, these are both super duper opaque and just so beautiful on. Like oh my god, this shade is Rockin' It, and this is the one I was the most concerned about because it has almost like a light chocolate milkshake kind of vibe to it, and I wasn't sure that I would love it because it's almost like cool tone in a way. That's what it reminds me of, a really cool tone gloss, and I haven't seen many shades that are like this one, and so I was really hesitant at first. But then when I saw it again up against like this palette, all of the sudden everything made sense because it kind of matches like that gloss to this beautiful like mauvey brown shade right here. And just again, the more that I played with these colors and I look at them, I don't feel like this collection is like, I don't feel like you will fully understand it unless you see it. And I know that that sounds weird. There's not many things that I review that I feel this way about in the sense of like, wow, these are special, and they're more special in my hand than they are online. Like, I think looking at this online, I didn't expect to like it nearly as much as I did. Truth be told, I almost didn't pick this collection up for review because I was like, like, do I, you know, do I care? No, do I want to spend my money? And it was just a lot of like him and haw, and I wasn't excited about it at all. But now, having seen this side of it, played with it, swatched it, done this beautiful eye look with it, I can safely say a few things. Number one, as a collection, beautiful, very cohesive, and I love that about it. I can say that I love the formula of everything in this collection. Again, the highlight, not necessarily for me, but in general, as an overtone, love everything about the collection and the formulas here. I just feel like if you want to pick this collection up for the nostalgic factor, you will not be disappointed in it. It is a great collection. It's honestly beautiful, and I love everything about it. If you find that, you know, you get to swatch it or you get to see someone else's and you're not a fan, that's okay too. It's nothing that you would be necessarily like sad if you didn't have, but I do feel like the colors in the palette itself are so unique and so old style that I personally am excited to have them, and I hope that that makes sense. You guys know me on my channel, and one of the last things I will say is I do not gravitate towards or play around with a lot of reds. They are not my jam. They never look good on me, hardly ever. And this not only looks good, but I feel like it is a red that you can really transform and turn into a rusty copper. You can blend it out. You can add black to the edges of it. You can do so much with this that it's not just a color palette. I feel like this is going to be something you can honestly transform and do so many different looks with, and the undertones of this palette are just magical. I love them. I love them. I'm again shocked that I like it this much, but you guys know this is why I do these types of videos for you, because I want you to get my genuine reaction to things. And even if they seem out there or they seem like weird, because I know that I'm kind of weird and I know that I talk kind of weird, but I'm genuinely shocked, you guys, and I wanted to share all of my thoughts with you. I really hope that you let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you picked the palette up, what you think. Did you like it? Did you not? What did you think of it online? Did you like it? Did you not? I want to hear all of your guys' thoughts when it comes to little collections like this, because it really helps shape what I end up reviewing and what I end up doing on my channel, because I like to know if you guys like it, because hello, that's why I do what I do. However, if you are new here, you should definitely hit that subscribe button. I do put up new videos Monday through Friday. That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 5 days a week. They go up bright and early, right around 6 to 7 a.m. my time. I say 6 to 7 because we have been having a hell of an issue with internet around here, and like sometimes I wonder if I'm even gonna ever get a video to upload. But for the most part, they go up between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in northern Michigan. That's bright and or early California time, and everywhere in between. So I try to get them up so you guys have something positive and fun that you can watch, getting ready for work, getting ready to get your kids on the bus, or whatever it is that you're doing. I just want you guys to have something fun and positive to start your day with. So definitely subscribe if you like me, or if that sounds like something you are into. You can also check me out with the links down below. I have my Instagram and my Twitter linked down there. I am on Instagram all the time. I've been doing a ton of stories. It is a good time. So, whew, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe down below. And above everything else, you guys, have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Felt like they did a really nice job at channeling that old school Disney with this really beautiful like pop of gold. Oh my God. Why can I not say words in a sentence that just flew? I just jammed something in my eye, and it did not feel good. This little palette, complete with a highlight right here, is $39. You do get 6 little shadows. And, oh my God, are these little? I don't know how big they are. I did take the Colourpop brow pencil right here. This is in the shade Bangin Brunette. I did my brows. I went ahead, what did I use for concealer to conceal my brows? Fuck, I should know this. I put on my lids to prime them the Urban... Get that out of here, damn it. But concentrating, like, you know, the bulk of it just into like this upper area right here, just to give me a nice blended effect. I don't want to build it up super duper like dense or impactful, because I'm not sure, and that didn't make any sense.